Welcome to Crypto Housewife, and today is June 13th, 2022, Monday, and another black day in cryptocurrency trading. So last night, Celsius put out this memo. So it's a memo to the Celsius community, and I'll just read it to you. So we are writing with a very important message for our community. Due to extreme market conditions, today we are announcing that Celsius is pausing withdrawals, swap, and transfers between accounts. We are taking this action today to put Celsius in a better position to honor over time its withdrawal obligations. So this is a big problem. This is a very big problem. And how do you solve a problem like this when you're in it and the whole market is dumping? Okay, so you try to halt it. All right, so acting in the interest of our community is our top priority. In service of that commitment and to adhere to our risk management framework, we have activated a clause in our terms of use that will allow for this purpose to take place. Okay, so we activated a clause in our terms of use that will allow for this process to take place. Celsius has valuable assets and we are working diligently to meet our obligations. All right, so I guess they have a clause to do this, folks. So do you always read the fine print? Well, I don't either. Okay, so disclaimer, I am not in Celsius. I don't believe I ever have been. And I feel for the community right now. So we are taking this necessary action for the benefit of our entire community in order to stabilize liquidity and operations while we take steps to preserve and protect assets. Furthermore, customers will continue to accrue rewards during this pause in line of our commitment to our customers. Okay, so we understand that this news is difficult, but we believe that our decision to pause withdrawals, swap, and transfers between accounts is the most responsible action we can take to protect our community. We are working with a singular focus to protect and preserve assets to meet our obligations to customers. Our ultimate objective is stabilizing liquidity and restoring withdrawals, swap, and transfers between accounts as quickly as possible. There is a lot of work ahead, and we consider various options. This process will take time, and there may be delays. So at this moment, it does not sound like a Terra Luna scenario all over again. It sounds like something, but I'm not throwing them under the bus, and I'm not going to say this is, everything's all fine either, but there are severe market conditions right now that cannot be ignored. As it stands right now, Bitcoin has plunged to about $23,000. So we'll continue with this. So we thank the incredible Celsius community for your support today. It is our pleasure to serve you. Our operations continue, and we will continue to share information with the community as it becomes available. Sincerely, the Celsius team. You have a bit of a disclaimer here. Okay, so getting back to it, because I have something I want to talk about right after this, is halts. A halt. And this really, like a stock market halt happens. Now, this kind of feels like a stock market halt. And you got to remember also, all this stuff that we do with crypto, for the most part, is decentralized. It's kind of sometimes wild, wild west versus a stock exchange, which is centralized. So I've noticed there's a lot of moves that sometimes are made that are similar to what a centralized exchange or stock or whatever would do. And of course, this is not an exchange, Celsius. I'm talking about the token, but they're performing kind of like a halt. So they're saying due to extreme market conditions, and I think we can agree there are some extreme market conditions right now. Today we are announcing that Celsius is pausing all withdrawals, swap, and transfers between accounts. We are taking this action today to put Celsius in a better position. Okay, so they're pausing all withdrawals, swap, and transfers. Now I just wanted to jump back over here. Let's take a little flashback in time. Let's say February 28th, 2020. What was happening February 28th, 2020? Well, let me refresh your memory. That was when the pandemic was just starting to kick off. And then the month of March, major stock market dump. So on February 28th, 2020, at least this is the article. The Toronto Stock Exchange in Canada Toronto Stock Exchange, TSA, actually halted, closed the whole entire market, the whole entire stock market for 2 hours, the last 2 hours of that day, due to fear, virus fear, everything kind of fear, pandemic fear that was kicking in. They literally halted the entire exchange. And then they said it was like a technical glitch. Closed the main exchange for 2 hours early amidst Thursday's meltdown. It's not unheard of for stocks to be halted by an exchange, but for an entire stock exchange to actually halt, that was I'd like to say unprecedented, but I'm not sure. It just does not happen for an entire exchange to halt in the real stock market world. The Toronto Stock Exchange, yeah, you can bet people were sweating, but it was like they said, it was like a circuit breaker just kind of blew, or a technical glitch, because of so much. So it is possible for things to be halted. That's all I'm saying. So what Celsius is up to, pausing all withdrawals, swap and transfers. Sometimes it can be a good thing, but like I said, I don't know what will happen. But in times of market uncertainty, when markets are dumping, you can expect probably more halts, more. Okay, let's try to freeze time and let some time go by, let people think before selling off of everything and causing a bank run. I think that's what usually is behind this kind of action. So this is not financial advice. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you what's going to happen next week in the markets, if we're going to recover, if there's going to be more people, more cryptos being, doing their own halts. I don't know, but the conditions are setting up for it. Now, on the positive side, halting a stock market helps to at least slow down and stop the bleeding. And we may be seeing something like that. If I give Celsius the benefit of the doubt, like I say, I don't even hold this, but I'm watching it. And let's assume there's no Duquans in the back of this somehow. If we give this the benefit of the doubt, they may have done something. We may be able to believe what they're writing. If what they're writing, they truly are doing that for the best interest of the token and the community, kind of pausing. Let's take a deep breath here. Let's just halt everything. Halt it before more panic sets in and there's really a bank run worse than whatever it is now. So that is what I feel could be behind all of this. And like I said, it's not uncommon if we jump out of our crypto world and get into the stock market world for actual stocks to be halted. If there is, I'll tell you when a stock, not a stock market, but just a specific stock, like a specific crypto we're talking about here. So a trading halt. So when a stock market says, okay, this stock is literally halted now. You cannot buy it, you can't trade it, and it might last for minutes or longer. So a trading halt is a brief stoppage in trading for a particular security or securities at one exchange or across numerous exchanges. Trading halts are typically applied ahead of a news announcement to correct an order imbalance or as a result of a large and abrupt change in the share price. So again, it's to stop the bleeding. It's to stop panic selling. Yeah. So this is what happens. This is real. Halts are real. So I'm kind of not surprised Celsius, enacted their form, their version of a halt. And if they're being honest, I know it sucks. It sucks for anybody who's holding it. They're like scratching their head. Well, why can't I move my, my money around here? If they're being honest, sometimes these halts are in the best interest of everyone when markets are dumping the way they are right now. So let's jump over to the market and see why I'm saying this. Okay. Here's Celsius right now, 33 cents US. We have a pretty good sell-off this candle. And let's jump over to good old Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum. So one candle equals 1 day. So we're in the red pretty good. We're down almost 13% right now, and we were down even lower. Ethereum's at $1,250 US. So there's some panic selling going on. But how long will this last? You can bet that there are going to be some people who are going to buy the dip, so to speak, and come in and help us out a bit. But tomorrow's a new day too. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. Could we have another big red day? Look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down 23,000. My goodness, I think it went down as low as, if I can trust this, 22.6, 22.4 maybe. Yeah, 22,400. Imagine. And according to this chart, there's about 10,000. I can trust this. Okay. About 10,000, 11,000 Bitcoins changed hands on this candle alone on Bitcoin versus US dollar. So yeah, the market is bad. If there's a time to see halts, it's going to be now, and it's going to be coming up again soon. So it's just a question of maybe who's next, what crypto is next. And again, trading halts in the real world, in the stock market world, is a real thing in order to stop the bleeding, for people to take a deep breath, try to rebalance the book, so to speak, before everything sells off and everybody's left with nothing. Sometimes it works. Sometimes trading halts actually work. And like I said, it's Toronto Stock Exchange blamed a glitch. Bottom line, they shut the exchange down for 2 hours, the last 2 hours. So, and this really happened in order to, well, they say it was a glitch, but I know behind the scenes it's because they didn't want a total meltdown. Didn't want a total meltdown. So again, that was February 28, 2020. The pandemic was starting to get into everybody's mind and panic everybody. And then the month of March, we had the big sell-off, huge sell-off. Let's turn this back and I'll show you. Let's go on the weekly chart and reset. Let's go back to 2020. Here we go, March 2020 right here. Massive sell-off. Right here, here's March. So here is when the Toronto Stock Exchange, right up here, literally closed for 2 hours, right there, to prevent a mass sell-off. And then the big dump happened. So yeah, it's a real thing. Okay, so getting back to Celsius, to be continued, I guess. That's it. That's all I can say. I've rattled on enough. So if you're holding Celsius, yeah. I know none of you guys saw it coming. I know. I know none of us did. But we'll see what happens. Tomorrow's a new day. Anything's possible in crypto. With the stock markets, with the way things are going to be rough for a while. Interest rate hikes are just the beginning of it. And then we'll have probably a bit of a recession. And people have, in the crypto world, are looking forward to 2024, 2025, and talk about, the next Bitcoin halving event. So there will be opportunities to buy low. Believe me, there will be, and hodl. But as people are in positions that are falling down, yeah, it's not a nice time. Whether you hold crypto or whether you hold stock, it's not a nice time, and I totally understand it. But I hope I gave you guys a bit of clarity on trading halts in stocks, trading halts with Toronto Stock Exchange, where they shut a complete exchange down in order to stop the bleeding and panic selling. And I am hoping, and I mean it, hoping, this isn't financial advice, I'm hoping that Celsius is working in the best interest of everyone and not taking some backdoor out and liquidating their positions while everything's halted. That's all I can say. I just hope that what they're saying is the truth, and they're doing what they're doing in the best interest of the Celsius community. And they just might be, because, like I said, stocks do that, stock markets do that. They halt trading. and that's just part of the game. So we'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell how legit Celsius is in their handling of this, and what if they have a hidden agenda. We're going to find out. But if they're being honest and saying, you know, we're doing this in the best interest of our community, well, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Today being, like I said, June 13th, 2022, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, and we will see what happens. Okay, that's all I have to say to you guys. This thing rattled on a little bit too much. And this is Crypto Housewife. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell to be notified, because I'm going to have more and more Celsius videos out. I just feel it in my bones. And share videos. If you like a certain kind of crypto and you want the word out, share a video by, you know, your favorite YouTubers, because we've done all the work. We've done the videos for you. They're here. Share them now. It's easier than making videos, believe me. Okay, and I will catch you guys later. And remember, none of this is financial advice. Bye-bye.